Hey, it's Chef Evelyn here, and I am back with another video. Listen, I hope that you have been enjoying me sharing a little bit more about the Chef's Table experience, because if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, then you probably have heard about the Chef's Table experience. You've probably mentioned it. Maybe you've gone and peeked at the application and not completed it, but you weren't really sure what it was about, what results that you could get. You just weren't sure. Like, you were like, I like this channel. I like that, that Chef Evelyn. I think she knows what she's talking about. But you weren't really sure about the Chef's Table experience. And so it has been my pleasure to do these videos to give you kind of a, behind the scenes look, a little sneak peek about, who's a good fit for the Chef's Table experience, who's not a good fit for a Chef's Table experience, what the Chef's Table experience can help you accomplish, how do you know if or when you should apply all of those things. And I want to continue in that vein today, and I want to talk about 15 things. Now, these aren't the only 15 things that happen, but, talking to my clients over the years, these are the most common things that happen when you go through the Chef's Table experience. Now, if you didn't know, and if you missed any of my previous videos, the Chef's Table group experience is currently open for applications. So we are getting started at the end of this month, January, and applications are now open, and they're going to be open until January, I think 29th, right? Because I think the 31st is a Monday, and we get started right at the end of the month. And so, listen, if you want to have a sneak peek at the Chef to CEO curriculum, if you want to have a sneak peek at the Chef Care curriculum that comes with the Chef's Table experience, when you submit your application, I will be doing a private invitation only open house where I'm going to be walking you through a little bit of behind the scenes of the Chef's Table experience, right? Because sometimes, you want to look under the hood and see what's going on. And I totally get that. So, with that being said, I want to share with you just 15 things. Hopefully I can keep this video short, but I'm not making any promises, okay? 15 things that happen to my clients after or during their Chef's Table experience. So, I meant to say, if you want to apply, go to chefevelyn.com/program, fill out the application, the assessment, then follow the steps to book and confirm your call, right? Because I interview all of my clients for two reasons. One, I don't want you making an investment that's not a good fit for you, right? So I value you getting the support and the guidance that you actually need over anything. And if that is not me or the Chef's Table, then I want to be completely transparent about it, right? So I've had people come to me wanting to know how to start a food truck or how to run a restaurant or how to run a hotel. And I'm like, I've never done those things, so I can't teach you those things, okay? And also some people, right, maybe the way they want to learn, maybe they want overnight success. Again, they're not a good fit. Or maybe, they have products that are like inside of a grocery store and that's all they have. And so because I haven't done that, I don't teach that, okay? So I always like to make sure that the Chef's Table program is a good fit for you. And then conversely, there is a certain culture inside of the Chef's Table. And with my clients, there's a certain feeling, there's a certain environment, there's a certain type of woman in the Chef's Table experience. And I want to make sure that you are a good fit for that, because I'm very protective of that community. That community is a valuable asset to those who choose to invest in themselves and become members of the Chef's Table experience. And so, it's like quality control. I want to make sure that not only is the Chef's Table a good fit for you, but that you are a good fit for the Chef's Table. So with that being said, let's dive right into the 15 things that have happened to my clients as a result of being in the Chef's Table experience. So The first thing, and I think this is the most important thing, is clarity. So not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do it, not knowing how to get clients, not knowing how to go to the next level, not knowing how to put processes and systems in place, not knowing how to build a business that's built around your life and versus the other way around. They come in a lot of times very confused, very conflicting ideas because they've been listening to this person and that person and that person and that person, and they don't know what to do. And the first thing we do is get really clear on what they're going to be focusing on. Okay. The second thing, and this is a little bit more intangible, and I debated about whether or not I should put this at the end of the list. But the second thing that happens as a result of being in the Chef's Table experience is there's an increased level of confidence. And I think that comes from when you know what you're doing, when you know that you're basically getting, a master's PhD level education in culinary entrepreneurship, when you know that your business is buttoned up and tight and right and running like a well-oiled machine, when you understand the value that you bring to the marketplace and to your current clients and potential clients, when you know the experience that they're going to have, when you know that you know how to make sales, when you know that you know how to consistently get clients, it gives you this sense of confidence. And as your income starts to increase, it gives you confidence like that you knew that you could always do this. You just didn't know what you didn't know. Okay. So that brings me to my next point, which is obviously they make more money, which is, I love all of these things, but true Capricorn fashion is one of my favorite things, right? To see people make as much money as they would like to, and to really enhance the quality of their life because they have the resources to do so. Listen, it's not the only result, right? And that's not the only reason why people join. Some of my clients come in and they're making great money. They're just burnt out in the process, and their life's been on the back burner the whole time, right? And so they want a new way of working, okay? So the next thing is community. I love the fact that my clients can connect with one another. And one of the reasons why I like to keep the experience and the cohort very intimate is because I really want people to feel like maybe they can find their business bestie, or that they have a community that they can reach out to that's not overwhelming, that you don't feel like you're getting lost in the sauce. I've had current clients hook previous clients up with different opportunities, past potential clients their way. There are things that come my way that, I no longer do, that I pass on to my clients, right? So I love the community aspect. And the reason why I do interview all my clients is because I want to make sure that community that is people that are of your ambition level and above, right? Because sometimes, and I love this, I had a student in the Chef Care experience say this, and, shout out to you, girl, that, a lot of times when she was looking for community, she would consider herself a junior, okay, and she would only be able to find people who were like in the freshman stages of their business. And so, she felt kind of like the outsider, or felt like the teacher. She felt like the upperclassman. And sometimes you want to be in a space where you're not the upperclassman, where you're not the smartest person in the room, where everybody's not leaning on you for ideas, where you can get poured into. Okay. And so, the community aspect is one of the things that I have intentionally curated for the Chef's Table experience. The next thing is the work-life harmony. So if you've heard me talk anything about chef care and all that kind of stuff, you know that I don't 100% believe in work-life balance, but I do believe in work-life harmony. And there is a strategy to that. It doesn't just happen. You don't just wake up and get work-life harmony. You have to sometimes restructure your business. Sometimes you have to start over. Sometimes you have to start from scratch. Sometimes you've got to eliminate parts of your business. Sometimes you've got to run it differently than you've been taught by other coaches and mentors in order to have that work-life harmony. Sometimes I get potential clients who've got, 50,000 coaches, and I really don't like to work with them because, it's hard to be double-minded, right? When you got this coach and that coach and this coach, that it's hard to be double-minded. But also, They've learned so many different things, and they can't see that even though they may have gotten financial results, that their life has been sacrificed in the process, right? That the way they were taught to run their business was at the expense of their life. And that is not how I teach business. That is not how I teach entrepreneurship. I am very committed when I say living, cooking, and working on your own terms. Okay. The next thing is that, and this is kind of like a side benefit, is my clients can de-stress. Sometimes they come in and they're wound tight and they're stressed out, but it's something about letting go of decision fatigue, trying to figure things all out on yourself, all by yourself. Every month it's like you're back on the treadmill, the hamster wheel, trying to figure, okay, how am I going to get my clients? How am I going to get my clients this month? And they have a systematic approach to running their business that really alleviates stress. Okay. So that's one of the side benefits. Also, building a sustainable business. Building a business that's sustainable feels very different than a business that's run like a side hustle. Knowing that I can count on this amount of revenue coming in. I have systems and processes for every function in my business. I have standard operating procedures for every function in my business, right? I know that success now becomes predictable because success is a formula. It's not luck. It's not happenstance. There's something about that feeling, that knowing, that kind of ties back into, being distressed, but also ties back into that confidence, right? It allows you to be financially relaxed. It allows you to be fully expressed. It allows you to thrive versus survive. Okay, so that's something that my clients have talked about. The next thing is really enjoying your entrepreneurial journey. I'm not a fan of, the social media profiles or the Instagram accounts or the YouTube channels who want to talk to you about how challenging entrepreneurship is and how difficult it can be and how miserable it is. And here's the thing. Are there bad days? Yes. But are there bad days being an employee? Absolutely. Are there bad days being a parent? Yes. Are there bad days being in a relationship? Yes. Are there bad days just being yourself? Yes. Okay. So that's life. That doesn't necessarily equate to entrepreneurship. And so I really want to show a model of enjoying the journey. I've done the version of entrepreneurship that was stressful and exhausting. And I've done the version of entrepreneurship that had me booked, busy, and burnt out. Right. And so, I was like, there's got to be another way. And I think if you've been on my channel, if you watched any amount of my videos, or if you're still watching this video, there's another way and you haven't really seen it. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it modeled. You haven't seen it taught. You haven't seen people talking about it. And so you're curious, like enjoy the journey. Yes, we want to get to the end destinations. Yes, we want to hit our goals. Yes, we want to make a certain amount of money. Yes, we want to have a certain amount of clients. Yes, we want to have a high-end culinary brand. But I want you to have life while you are doing those things, because that is more important. At the end of our days, yes, people will be like, oh, they built a great business, but they're going to say, man, they had an amazing life. Right? I think about the passing of Betty White. And while Betty White had a phenomenal career, probably one of the most envied careers that an actor could have, where she has, lasted the test of time and was able to work till she was 99.9 years old, right? She was just a few days shy of her 100th birthday. What we could tell about Betty White is that she lived. We can tell that she enjoyed her life, which is why she never retired, right? Because she enjoyed her work. She wasn't the struggling artist. She wasn't the struggling actor, right? She figured out how to have a sustainable career in Hollywood until she was 99.9 years old. So we know that it's possible. Not everybody is a starving artist. Not everybody is booked, busy, and burnt out. Right? They're making X of whatever figures that they're making, and they're boasting about it in line. And the next thing you know, they're telling you how, they're completely stressed out and, they want to close down their business, but yet they were telling you, do it my way. Okay. You're never going to see me tell you to hustle and grind, sleep when you're dead. I'm never going to preach that. I'm going to show you a way to do business in a feminine way that allows you to still enjoy life. Okay. So the next thing is one of the benefits of being in the chef's table experience is that it's a safe space to enjoy your success. So a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we don't feel comfortable talking about numbers with other people. We don't know if they're going to be jealous. We don't know if they're going to be envious. We don't know if they're going to want us to give them all of our trade secrets for free. We don't know. And sometimes we have really big audacious goals and we have things that we're shooting for, and that the average person may not be able to handle how big your dreams are, how big your goals are, or how big your revenue goals are, or that big client that you just got, or that big contract that you just got. And I really want to normalize openly talking about your successes, but I realize that there needs to be a safe place for that. And that's one of the reasons why I created the Chef's Table. One of the things that's so valuable to me as an entrepreneur are the fellow entrepreneurs in my life that I can be very candid about money, goals, launches, programs, mistakes, downfalls, challenges with clients, whatever the case may be. And not just the bad things, but also the good things where I can say, oh my gosh, I just accomplished this goal, or I just hit this milestone, or this is happening. And I know it's a safe place where the people there will genuinely be happy for me and not be looking for a handout or not be looking for free coaching. And that is the environment that we have in the Chef's Table group experience. The next thing is that one of the things that one of my clients said is that, being in the Chef's Table was like getting her master's degree in culinary entrepreneurship. And let me say this, I love the fact that the Chef's Table has a step-by-step framework for both your business, and there is a lifestyle curriculum called the Chef Care Curriculum. So you have the Chef to CEO curriculum and the Chef Care Curriculum. And I love that there is a step-by-step process. There are, checkpoints. There is a formula to follow. I love that. But one of the things that I really love is more than just having a list of do this, is you really learn the principles of entrepreneurship, so that if one day, for whatever reason, you decide that you don't want to be a chef anymore, all is not lost because you have learned the principles of entrepreneurship. Or maybe your business will change as you change, as the demands on your life change. Maybe you started your business as a single person and then you got married. Maybe you started it as a person without children and then you had children. Maybe you started it when you had a full-time job and now you don't have a full-time job. Maybe you started it and you really wanted to be in home and then you realized you wanted to be at home, right? Whatever life throws at you, our business, they change, it ebbs, it flows. And I don't want you to feel like every time your business changes or needs to be adjusted that you've got to learn from scratch. And so one of the things that I, pride myself on about the Chef's Table experience is the fact that not only am I telling you what to do, okay, and how to do it, but I'm telling you why. I'm teaching you the principles behind, what is a customer journey? What is a product and services map? What is the difference between customer service and a client experience? What makes a brand a high-end brand versus a more accessible brand? What is the mindset of a CEO versus a chef for hire? How do you go to thinking more about a company than a side hustle? All of these things, right? What is the 5-step marketing process? How do you close sales? How does this work? How do you market your business, not just online, but also offline, right? So learning the principles of culinary entrepreneurship, in addition to all the things that I mentioned thus far, is one of the things that happens when you are a member of the Chef's Table experience, okay? The next thing is accountability. And I think this one is super important. And sometimes I think it's undervalued. And the reason why I say it's undervalued is because I run into a lot of potential clients who are like, I know what to do. I just need to do it. And it's like, well, if you were going to do it, you would have done it already. And it's because they don't value accountability. There's something about investing in a level that you can't just walk away from that makes you stand up a little taller. There's something about having to show up every week. There's something about having a community of women saying, where are you? We were looking for you. You need to be on the calls. Did you do what you say you were going to do? Did you hit the goal that you say you were going to hit, right? To be in a group of people who are also holding you accountable, as well as the person who's facilitating the guidance, holding you accountable. There is value in that. So a lot of times people are just like, I got it. I know. Oh, they're not teaching me nothing I don't already know. They're not teaching me anything I don't already know. You don't know how to implement. Oh. Did she say it? I think she said it. You don't know how to implement, because if you did, you would have done it already, right? And so the thing that I love about the chef's table, one of my newer clients was like, man, just investing at this level has made me get other parts of my life together. She was like, it made me tighten up. And that's by design. That is by design, right? That I care too much about you as the woman, as the chef, to let you be out here raggedy in your business or in your life. Okay. So if you're just looking for steps 1 through 10 and don't hold me accountable, and you just want to get fat with information, the chef's table may not be the experience for you, right? But if you want to learn the information, apply the information, and implement the information that you're going to learn, that is one of the values, and be held accountable to doing those things. That is what we do in the chef's table experience. I think the other thing is, when you are in a community and when you invest at a high level, it really, really makes you focus. So if you are someone who has 11,000 ideas, I am very similar. And what I love about being in, the programs that I'm in and working with the coaches that I am, is they know how to take all of those ideas and help me incorporate it into one thing. And that is what we do in the chef's table. It's like, I know you have a lot of ideas. I know you have a lot of ambitions, and you haven't been able to figure out fully how those all come together and work. You don't know which ideas to run with, which ideas to anchor your business on. You're not really, really sure. And so you're just kind of spinning your wheels. And so you make a little progress over here, and you make a little progress over there, and you make a little progress, and you don't really make significant progress because you're spread too thin. But when you're in the chef's table experience, there's a focus there, right? Because there is a pathway. There is a very clearly defined end goal in mind, and that allows you to focus. Okay. The next thing that happens, according to my current and previous clients, is you get results faster. So, I am not somebody that promotes overnight success, get rich quick, make money overnight. How I started my business and 2 months later was making 7 figures. Like I'm not that person. Okay. It takes however long it takes. But what I do know is when you know the steps and you're being held accountable, you can move at an expedited pace, right? It may not be overnight, okay? But it's going to be faster than if you were out here philandering around by yourself, trying to figure it by yourself, right? So my clients really value, and people who, I invite to the chef's table, they really value the fact that I'll be able to move at an expedited pace. They're not looking for overnight success. They're not looking for get rich quick, but they are looking to quantum leap and expedite what they need to know, so that it doesn't take as long as it could possibly take if they were out here trying to do it themselves, right? And the last thing that my clients really appreciate is that they have a plan. I mean, there's just nothing like a woman with a plan, right? It's kind of like when you're trying to think about what you're going to have for dinner. When you have a plan, it just makes the experience so much more enjoyable. It makes cooking the dinner a lot easier, right? When you know that you have all the right ingredients, and when you have the right equipment, and you know what you're going to eat. But nothing's worse than being hungry and having no clue what you're going to eat. And that's what a strategic plan is in business. There's nothing worse than being, overworked and underpaid, or booked busy, and you're making bank, but you burn out. There's nothing worse than that, and not having a plan on how to get off that hamster wheel, right? And you're like, well, I can't stop doing what I'm doing because I don't know what else to do. And so it's just this vicious cycle, whichever one you're in. Maybe you're overworking and you're under earning, or maybe you're just under earning, okay? Or maybe you're overworking and you're burnt out. And either way, you're on this hamster wheel, and you're like, how do I get off? How do I get off? How do I get off? And a strategic plan starts laying out the steps so you can take one step at a time and catch your breath, and take another step and catch your breath. And there is there is relief in that. There is hope in that, when you know that, okay, I know what I need to do. I may not be able to do it all at the same time, but at least I can start making progress, significant progress, and I know what I need to do, right? And so those are just 15 things, okay? 15 things that happen when people are participants in the chef table experience. So if you're like, Evelyn, listen, I need those things. If you resonated with anything on this list and you were like, ooh, I would love that, okay? And let me say this, and then maybe this is a bonus. It eliminates decision fatigue. And maybe I talked about this earlier, but like, not having a strategic plan, eliminates that feeling of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I've tried everything, right? So if you're like, yeah, Evelyn, you're still here after watching this, lengthier video, and you're like, this resonates with me, girl, yes, then listen, you need to go ahead and put in your application for the Chef's Table experience. Like I said, I'm taking an intimate cohort of women through that experience. You get the Chef to CEO curriculum. You also get the Chef Care curriculum. And if you're curious as to what's in the curriculum, then I'm going to be doing an open house, walking you through a little bit behind the scenes of how the Chef's Table works, how it's run, what your experience will be like, what you're going to be learning, what you're going to be doing. But in order to get that invitation, you have to apply. So go to chefevelyn.com/program, complete the call questionnaire that tells me a lot about your business, a lot about you, what you've been doing, what's working, what's not working, where you want to go. And then once you're prompted, follow the steps to select a day and time that works best for you, book your call. And I look forward to speaking with you. And hopefully I look forward to inviting you into a year of you, right? A year of your business, but also a year of really enhancing your lifestyle. So go to chefevelyn.com/programs, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Peace.